Hi, I hope you can hear me. The camera is way on the other side of the apartment. I wanted to try to make sure I got everything in. I have to apologize for the way I look today. I was outside doing some stuff when the boat came in and the arrowheads. Now the arrows have not come in yet. So the people that I purchased arrows from are out of the office apparently until the 12th. I did purchase some more arrows from someone else. So it's going to take a while for the arrows to get here. I hope you can hear me. I hope everything's alright here. First let me show you the bow. Now the box I showed you was the box the bow came in. It comes in pieces. You have to add your arms to the bow. Let me get back over here. Pretty much everything you have on here you have to put together. The string is off. The arms are off here. This is off. The sight is off. The only thing I really hate about this bow is the sight adjuster is way too long. So that will have to be cut down. Now that was a 29-inch draw. Okay, so if you're going to use this bow, make sure you get probably 30 to 31-inch arrows. Also, if you're ordering cheap arrows, if you order the ones that are really cheap, make sure you get ones that have removable heads. This bow is going to be used for a couple things. One, defense. I absolutely will shoot and kill somebody if they attack me or my girlfriend. 100% defense. Can this bow be used for defense? Absolutely. Now I hope I'm not too close to the camera. I'm trying to get my voice to pick up. Because the camera's, like I said, you have seen the little shelf that I have in some of my videos right next to my front door. That's where the video camera's setting. Defense. Now the arrows I purchased they have a tip. Basically the tip is shaped like this, where it's shaped kind of like a bullet with a tip on it. Now if you get shot, like say here, with a tip like that, it's coming right out. So for defense, if you buy cheap arrows, make sure you get the arrows that you can exchange the tip. Now the tips also came in today. They're in this little box. This is what I purchased for hunting and defense to go on my arrows. And I apologize, I can't see the camera because the light's on. So I can't really tell if this is in focus or not. You shoot somebody with one of these. Right there. There. Anywhere. Pulling this out will cause a whole lot of damage. Plus, for hunting, you really need something like this that will take an animal down, that does more damage. Now, I was going to wait until the arrows got here to do this, but unfortunately the people I bought the arrows from are apparently out of the office until the 12th. And they have not sent them off yet. So I did order some more arrows. Now this is just a cheap little plastic case here. But if you don't want to have these tips on your arrows, carrying your arrows with these tips on them, you can leave them in this case until you get where you're going and where you're going to hunt. Like I said, it's just a cheap plastic case. So, is this bow worth, I paid just under $24 for this bow. It's a 40-pound bow. It has a real good draw on it. Is it worth the 23, 24 bucks I paid? Of course it is. Is it worth $30? I would say yes. It's like almost 51 inches tall. It has a good draw. Now, if you have problems pulling back a bow, this is supposed to be the 40-pound. Okay? And can I pull it back? Yes. Could I hold it for long? Absolutely not. It has some pretty good strength to it. So if you don't want something this tough to pull back and hold, get a 30-pound bow. And you're probably going, okay, you got your bow, now what? Well, it's going back in the box. When the arrows get here, they're going in my emergency kit. Everything is going in my emergency kit. I had considered purchasing another bow like this, but a 30-pounder with some arrows to keep in my girlfriend's car in case something happens, where if she's stuck on the side of the road somewhere, she at least has some way to defend herself against somebody if they try to attack her. But I would have to discuss that with her. She would have to get used to shooting it. As you can see, it has a pretty good draw on it. And this has a little bit of force to it. And a lot of people go, well, I'll just buy a compound bow. You can. I'm not telling you go out right now and buy one of these. If you do buy one of these cheap bows, though, make sure you get it with a rounded tip and not the curved piece. It looks like a curved piece of metal. I don't know if you can see me. Rounded tip. A lot of cheap bows have a curved piece to come over. I would avoid those. These are a lot easier to put the string on. Now this here is nothing but plastic. Now these, fiberglass, I believe. And it has a decent string on it. So, is it worth the money? Yeah. I I would actually show you how to put the string on one of these. I don't know if you can see me back there. I would have to move the camera, unfortunately. But if you don't know how to string a bow up, right here, this is not going to be easy. Right here where it curves, it goes on the outside of your foot. I'm right-handed. It would go on the outside of my right foot. Now with my left leg, I would put my left leg through here, and then I would bend it from the top. Easy. Now my right foot is underneath the hook of the bow. My left leg is through the bow about where you hold it in your hand. Then you put your hand up here and just push. That's how you string a bow. Your right foot goes here. It's on the ground. Now remember, this is sitting on the ground. Right foot here, left leg through, and put your left leg anywhere up in here. And your foot's down on the ground with your left leg. Basically, you're just standing, and the bow is foot, leg, foot's down on the ground, and then you just push anywhere up in here, and that's how you string and unstring a bow. If you want me to show you exactly how you do that, leave it in the comments and I'll reset my camera up lower so you can see that. Now, would I kill somebody with this bow? If they came to my house and tried to burn my house down, well, my trailer, mine and my girlfriend's trailer, if they tried to hurt one of us, would I use this bow and put an arrow straight through their chest? You bet. Defense is one reason I purchased this. Another reason is Tyson has just recalled tons and tons of chicken. Food prices have skyrocketed. They can't keep people working because nobody wants to work because the government's getting all these assholes free money. So what happens if they can't get groceries to the grocery store? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Someone's coming to your house. They're going to try to steal from you or hurt you. I dare anyone to come to my house and try to do that in my house. See, not only do I have this with those tips, I have a machete, I have a sickle. Oh, I have quite a few surprises for people showing up at my house trying to hurt me or my girlfriend. Personally, I'd rather kill you than let you hurt one of us. The way this country's going right now, you need a way to defend yourself. And a lot of people go out and buy guns. Good idea. There's one problem though. If you buy a gun, you have to buy bullets. What are you going to do if bullets run out? What are you going to do if truck drivers quit driving ammo to gun shops? We already saw a shortage in ammo once. What, last year, I believe? What are you going to do if it happens again? You may have a gun, but if you don't have bullets for that gun, you have nothing. You have no protection, and you have no way to hunt if you need to find food. a cheap bow. Some really cheap 3-blade arrow tips. And I have some cheap arrows coming. Now, if you do get a bow like this, make sure your arrows are no smaller than 30 inches long. My draw, I drew up there with the tape measure, was 29 inches. So if you get an arrow that's 28 inches, you can't pull this bow back all the way. That's my advice. You know, people are going, well, you just can't shoot somebody if they come on my property and try to harm me or my girlfriend or try to steal what little we have. I will shoot them. And I will shoot them to try and make sure they don't get back up. Am I a violent person? No. But I see the violence all over this country right now. I see people judging me based on skin color because I was born this way. I see shops, buildings burnt to the ground, people dying. Murder rate is up in a lot of these cities. Can I defend myself against somebody with a gun? Or 3 or 4 people with a gun? Possibly. It depends. I mean, most of these people are downright cowards in the first place. So, yeah, you may have 4 or 5 people with guns, but if one of my arrows goes through somebody's skull or straight through their heart, most of them other people are going to run. If all you have to defend yourself with is what you can get, say you can't buy a gun for whatever reason. I'm not saying you have a criminal history. Let's just say you don't like guns. If you absolutely hate guns and don't want one in the house, as long as your arrows, here's the thing, this can be broke down. These can be locked away, and the arrows that you buy, if you buy arrows with removable tips, you can take those tips off your arrows and stick them with your razor blade tips, or put them in a jar and hide them somewhere away from your kids. A lot of people don't like guns for a variety of reasons. A lot of people don't want a gun for a variety of reasons. A lot of people can't afford a gun. A lot of people just can't own a gun because of our laws. No matter what group you fall under, defending yourself and defending your family and having a way to provide food for your family and yourself is something you need to consider. You know, I'm so sick and tired of watching these damn prepping videos where they tell you, go out and buy a generator, spend $20,000, $30,000 on solar, go buy one of those damn Jackeries for $1,500, then you have to buy the solar separately. You know, if we get hit with an EMP, most solar systems aren't going to work because an EMP will 100% hit your charger controller. Now, even if your solar panels themselves work, a really strong EMP will knock out your charger controller and most likely your power inverter. So what good are solar panels going to do if you can't charge your batteries? Also, if you have lithium batteries, that EMP will destroy them. The only thing that's going to be safe-ish, let's say, is lead acid batteries because the lead plates are so thick in those. So your lithium batteries are going to be shot. In an emergency, you need something to help you out. Once again, if you saw me pull this and you don't think you can draw this, I did purchase a 40 pound. Do I think it's 40 pounds? No. If you think you need something with a little less draw to it, buy a cheap 30 pound bow and use that for defending yourself and for hunting. Even if you're just hunting rabbits, if you can hit a rabbit with this, you have a meal. In the worst case scenario out there, where people are starving, cats and dogs will actually be on the menu. Survival is basically what you make it, or make of it. If you want to survive, think about more than just food and water. Think about defense. Think about a way to hunt. Think about, even if you go out and buy a whole bunch of shells and a gun, or a bunch of guns, eventually those shells are going to run out. Your bullets are going to run out. What are you going to do then? Now, there are a lot of people out there that own guns that also own bow and arrows, and they use them. It's not that they're survivalists, it's those people just like to kill stuff with guns and bow and arrows. So there's always going to be someone out there with something. I know it seems like I'm rambling, but I'm trying to get it through that you need more in a survival situation than just food, water. You need a way to protect yourself. You need a way to hunt if you need to hunt. And if you don't have a lot of money, here's what gets me. People with no money can't go out and buy guns. They can't go out and buy, tanks, guns, compound bows. A good compound bow is going to run you hundreds of dollars. If you can afford that, you can afford a gun. What if you can't afford that? Cheaper alternatives can be used. Cheap little bow like this. This ran me under $24 when I purchased it. Unfortunately, the price on the bows have gone up since I got mine. They're now like 28 bucks, something like that, for this bow here. Actually, it was for the 30 pound, I believe, is $27 and some change or something like that, which is still a good price. You get this bow, you get some cheap arrows with removable heads. That's the key, removable heads, and you get some of these damn razors that screw on the end of your arrow. You can kill somebody with this. And it's not just going to leave a little bitty hole where it hits them. That will tear them up. Protection, a way to hunt, a way to survive is key. And actually in this country right now, do I believe that this country is coming to an end? Maybe. The Democrats keep running up debt like crazy, and when Trump gave out his stimulus package, the $1 trillion package, they bitched about the price, and now it's like $9 trillion just from the Democrats since they've been in office. Food shortages, fuel shortages, ransomware have attacked numerous companies, and these people are having to either pay this or they get shut down. What happens when one of these assholes hits our power grid, hits our fuel again, our oil again? See, every one of these cowards that do this shit, they go after computers like that to affect an economy or affect the people, need to be hunted down and put down. I'm sick and tired of our government making excuses why they shouldn't do anything. These people attacked our oil, or attacked our fuel, which also has to do with everything. Grocery delivery, getting stuff to the stores, ammo, guns, you name it. If they knock out our fuel, we'll have nothing. That was a national security issue And the Biden administration, as weak, pansy-ass motherfuckers as they are, should have stood up and said, we're coming after you. Instead of, oh, it's somebody else's problem. We have seen when they locked us down with COVID crap, toilet paper shortage, food shortages. Even now, I go to the store and I'm lucky to find cat food for the cat. Now they got all kinds of stuff for mutts, but I'm lucky to find cat food. What do you think is going to happen if the Biden administration keeps going the way they're going? If it's not going to be all-out war, it's going to be close. What do you think is going to happen in these cities where people are dying constantly? What do you think is happening now? People are scared. If you can't leave one of these cities that has a gun ban, this is the next best thing right here. You got a group of people outside your apartment building trying to set your apartment on fire or break in. You take one of these arrows and put it right between their eyes. After you shoot a couple of these son of a bitches, if you even have to shoot a couple of them, it's because they're cowards, they'll run. Don't let them come back. Take them all out. Then they can't come back. People are having to defend themselves because they've defunded the police. They've told police that they don't arrest people for certain crimes in a lot of places. What can you do to defend yourself? If you don't have the money to buy a gun, or for whatever reason you can't get a gun, or you just don't want a gun, the next best thing is right here. You can hit somebody from a distance. You can hunt with it. This was really cheap. For everything combined, including the new arrows I just purchased, it will be around $65. Alright? Because I did just purchase 6 more arrows. And with the first arrows I purchased, that added up. So figure 65. Alright, let's say even $100 for the bow. Which mine wasn't nowhere near that, but new tips. Razor tips. 12 arrows. And you're going, well, don't you have to have a quiver or something to put them in? No. I'll go find me a piece of PVC pipe, glue a bottom on it, and put a damn strap on it. I did that when I was a kid. And if you're worried about the bow hitting you, right here, if you're worried about that bow hitting you, you take a piece of cardboard, you cut it down to fit here, and you tape it on with some electrical tape, or you put a string on there or something on there to hold that cardboard in place, and that'll protect your arm. If I was out of focus just a minute ago, I apologize, but I'm fed up. I know I look like crap today. My shirt has holes in it. I'm all sweaty. I was outside doing some stuff. So when this came, but I'm fed up. The police can't do their jobs. The criminals are running rampant. Our country's being invaded at the southern border constantly. I don't care who the hell you are. Any country in the world will tell you if 100,000 people enters our borders, that's an invasion. And what do? We give them benefits. And we give them free shit. And they wonder why they can't stop it. My girlfriend, on her paycheck, she doesn't get COVID pay or anything. She did for like 2-3 months. Her paycheck, She gets paid every 2 weeks. She got $726 on her last paycheck. Think about that. Well, they're giving out $2,000 or $3,000 or more to people. My girlfriend, who's working full shifts, made $726. So even if you double that for a month, that's what? $1,552, something like that? That's less than half of what they're giving bitches to spread their legs and have one kid. It's not my problem if somebody has kids. But think about this. If it gets really bad, and it's heading that way, we see it every day around us. If it gets really bad, where there's no food, where shipments of stuff can't get to stores because nobody's willing to work, don't think for 1 second somebody's not coming to your house and going to try to steal from you or hurt you to take what you have. Can you defend yourself for less than $100? Yes. Can you hunt? Now remember, if something really bad happens, say we get in a war with China, they're talking about nuclear war, I don't give a fuck, nuke everybody. So let's say they do, and they create a massive EMP. My solar's not going to work because my charger controller's not going to work. I could build a Faraday cage, possibly, to protect it enough to make it work, but then it will affect my solar panels. So let's say even my solar somewhat works. Most cars ain't going to work unless you have a car that was made before like 1990. And even then, if it has a computer in it, it's not going to work. Gas production is going to cease. So it's going to be up to you to provide for you and your family and defend you and your family. Now, people have guns. Can you defend yourself with bow and arrows? Yeah. Because here's the thing, a lot of these damn stinking little ass pussy liberals have ran out and bought guns recently because of the violence. That doesn't mean they know how to use it, and that doesn't mean they know how to aim it. You take one or two of them out this way, you got their guns. You know, I know this video is long, but I'm sick of preppers telling you to prep for this, this, and this, put a bunch of shit in the pantry, go buy this, this, and this. I'm not telling you to buy anything. What I'm telling you is what I buy and the reasons I buy it. If you want to go out and buy, I don't know, a sack of marbles, hey, great. If you want to go out and buy a pocket knife, more power to you. Will that protect you? Not really. Will you be able to hunt with that pocket knife? No, not really. Could you survive with that pocket knife? Probably not. Preppers need to start telling the truth. If you don't have $50,000, $60,000 for supplies, a freeze dryer, bags, those Mylar bags, a way to store it, a place to store it. If you don't have all that and all that money to spend, you have to hunt. You have to have a way to defend yourself. Am I telling you to go out and buy one of these? No. If you do want something that most people can handle, something like this, some cheap ass bow from China that'll probably give me cancer, because everything gives you cancer. Cheap bow, cheap arrows, just replace them tips. You know, this is sounding like a rant, and ramble. It kind of is, because I'm tired of preppers telling people just buy this, this, and this. I'm not going to go spend $1,500 on one of them goddamn Jackeries, considering all three of my 400 watt solar setups. Now, all right, let's not even count the first one. The first one ran me over $700 easily. Then I had to buy the inverter, wires, and blah, blah, blah. Let's go with the last two. That's 800 watts of solar, two 30 amp charger controllers, the brackets, the wires. Gee, how much was that? Oh, let's see, around 860 bucks. Something like that. So that's still cheaper than one of them fucking Jackeries that's like 300 watt or even 500 watts. Yeah, would I have to buy batteries? Sure. Could I rip a battery out of a car? As long as the sun is shining, I could hook my inverter up to that car battery. You know, the way this country's going now, sooner or later it's going to be you defending yourself, you supplying for yourself. Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do if you need to be quiet? Let's say things get really bad. You know, let's say everywhere in America is like Chicago, where what, 170 people die every week? So let's say it's like Chicago everywhere, because Democrats just run everything. If I'm going hunting for food, I have a gun. I shoot that gun, everyone for 20 blocks, maybe even farther, knows I'm there. They know I have a gun. So they may come wanting to take that gun. Or they may know I took something out for food. If they know I'm there, they may come and take my food and kill me to take that food and take that gun. This is quiet. I can sneak up behind somebody with this and literally put an arrow through their heart, through their chest, through their head, through their neck. It's quiet. Anyway, decide for yourself. I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm just showing you what I bought and why. Would I take somebody out with this? Absolutely. Antifa, Black Lives Matter? Hey, you want to come to my house? Be a bad mistake. In a situation where food shortages happen, you want to come steal from me? Or try to harm my girlfriend? Bad mistake. See, I'm getting ready for what's happening. People see it daily. The news has stopped talking about these goddamn riots, but they're still going on today. They're still happening. It's like an everyday thing. It's like people are so used to this, or they just don't want people to know about it. But it keeps continuously happening. What do you do if it comes to your town or your city? How do you defend yourself? What do you do if somebody's trying to break into your house and you don't have a weapon? What do you do if Antifa, BLM finally get what they want and destroy this country, or the Democrats get what they want and destroy this country? What do you do? How do you survive? That's something you have to think about. Alright, I'm fixing to go. I know I look like crap today. Like I said, I was outside doing some stuff when this arrived. It's up to you to be prepared. Nobody else. Am I one of them people that's like a militia person? Absolutely not. I don't believe the government's going to take over everything, even though apparently they're trying to. But I do see what's going on around me every single day. I go to the store. I see empty shelves, even now. And it's not just the cat food. It's up to you. What do you want to do? How do you want to protect yourself? In an emergency situation, can you survive? That's the question you ask yourself. Alright, I'm fixing to go. I apologize for the length of this video. It's super long. My rambling is super long. But I'm trying to get it through people's heads. If you can't get a gun, don't want a gun, you still have to have a way to defend yourself. You still have to have a way to provide for you and your family in a bad situation. A cheap bow, some cheap arrow tips, and some cheap arrows. I wish the arrows would have came in. They haven't. So I couldn't show them to you. Make up your mind on what you want to do. You don't have to spend $300 on a compound bow. Because then you have the arrows, the arrowheads, the quiver, all that other crap. It's up to you. Alright, I'm going. I hope everything turns out. Hope you can hear me. Hope you can see me. Well, not too much. Once again, it's up to you to be prepared for what we already know is happening daily. I'm just getting prepared for when it spreads. Alright, I'm fixing to go. And everyone out there stay safe and everyone have a good day. Bye.